Hello friends, welcome to Squaird Plans, where creative planning and organization comes to life. I'm Stephanie, and today we're going to be setting up the month of September in my agenda planner. We'll decorate the monthly pages in an early fall theme, so come play with me. And I've got these washi tapes here ready to go, along with a couple of markers I'll be using, these Happy Planners sticker books, this Plenty Things sticker book, and this pad of craft label paper, which I'll pull from. Okay, guys, let's go ahead and get started by laying down some wax paper. We'll begin with the September monthly layout for the decor, and I'll be using these stickers from the Plenty Thing subscription box book that recently came out. I know it's autumn something, but I cannot think of what it is, so I will have all of that linked down below in the description for you guys if you want to know what supplies I'm using. So I thought it would be fun to pull in a little something extra this month with the craft paper that I just peeled off the corner of and put there into the bottom corner. That I got from Amazon a couple of years ago, I think now, and it's just a sheet of craft style label paper that you can actually print on, which is nice. But I thought it would just be good for those kind of fall and vintagey style spreads that will be coming up quite a bit here in the next few months. So I'll bring some of that in to add a bit more of that warm tone to the decor. I also recently picked up this Happy Planner mini sticker book. I think it's got maybe 6 sheets, but it is based off of a fall book that they came out with a couple years ago, which I didn't pick up, but I saw that they had this little half booklet that had a lot of the same decor stickers, which I was excited about. So I went ahead and grabbed that and brought that in. The styling of those stickers were a perfect match for the ones in the Plenty Things sticker book, along with the colors. So there's a couple of sections in that autumn Plenty Things sticker book with some florals. There's also some like sweaters and also quotes too that I'll be pulling in from that book as well. That all I felt really tied into this kind of softer classic fall, but not too like overwhelmingly fall in the color scheme, if you know what I mean. Definitely a little more muted, and I thought that was perfect for a September spread, bringing us into the fall gently. I've also pulled in some of the washi tape from that subscription. There was a lot of really cute fall washies available, so I thought I would bring those in, and of course they're a perfect match to the stickers from that book. So I'll be using those as well as a lightly teal-toned solid washi that I have that I think I got out on Amazon, if I'm not mistaken. Again, I'll try to find the links below. Some of those solid washies I've gotten big groups of over the years and may or may not remember which time I bought which color of washi, but I'll do my best to match it up as closely as possible. So I decided to move that first corner out of the sidebar and into the empty days area. I realized that there was quite a few empty days there at the end of the month that I could really put in a lot of decor, so I kind of switched it over to that side and then put another piece of that craft paper corner, if you will, up in the top on the left side. I thought that would be a really good balance and also not too much into the functional space, allow me to have some decor but not be too overwhelming there into the month. I've also laid in some of that washi tape I mentioned, but I ripped it a little bit and layered it there over a few days within the month. And that really, I think, just added a little bit more pattern and interest into that center area, which is, of course, more functional. And I do tend to like to keep those areas as clean as possible. I'm scattering around some more items too here in the top corner, and I have brought in another quote from that same Plan Anything sticker book, but have cut it up into the sidebar so it would fit a lot better in that space. It was a little bit too wide to just stick it in the sidebar as is, and so by making that adjustment, cutting it up, I was able to fit it in there perfectly. One thing I forgot to mention was that I did bring in a few boxes for some activities throughout the month that I know are going to happen, so I just want to make sure that those were pre-set up so I don't forget to note them here on my monthly. So I think we've got enough here for a pretty good spread. I'll go ahead and start laying things in. I've also just whited out some of the lines behind this sticker cluster I'm going to be putting into the right bottom corner. Again, I like to do that when I can just to get a nice clean look behind the stickers so you don't have these like lines showing through, specifically with the clear stickers. The color scheme this month is a little bit more colorful than I normally do, but I'm really honing in on the warm orange browns and then just that little bit of soft teal tone to bring in another color. But for the most part, a majority of the colors we're going to see here are those warm brown tones with that little twist of the teal tone brought in. I also like the addition of all of the patterns that are here within the washi tape specifically, but also the detail and some of the decor stickers also brings in a bit of pattern as well. But overall, just having a lot of little details adds something to the spread that I find really appealing. So I've laid in the stickers and need to do some trimming here. I'm going to try to reuse any extra pieces that I can, but there isn't too much to reuse. So let's go ahead and move on to the next spread, which is my monthly overview spread. This is a combination of two inserts that are available in my Etsy shop. If you're interested, I will be doing a monthly goals setup video in a week or so. So I'll be setting this up for that in preparation, along with the monthly overview page, which will house my habits for the month that I like to track and my to-do list, mainly there on the left. So I've kind of established a style that we'll be putting forth here on these spreads. So I'll go ahead and just kind of repeat that theme on these pages, bringing in the same styles of washi together with the florals and the kind of fall wardrobe items. I'm also bringing in just a couple of small things from the Happy Planner, I think Essential Season sticker book that I pulled. There were a few items in there with like long quotes and just a little something different than what I had available to me in the Plan Anything and the Decor Happy Planner sticker book on the side. So thought I would try to bring in some of those more functional, less decor-like stickers, even though they're not like truly functional, but you know what I mean? Just those ones that maybe wouldn't get as much use because there's not much decor in that sticker book for me to kind of tie in with them. So I do try to do that whenever I can. I do feel like I have a ton of Happy Planner sticker books with extra like functional types of stickers and no decor because I've used all the decor for previous spreads. So I'm going to try to be bringing in as much as I can from those other sticker books when I feel like it ties well so that I can get some more use out of those stickers. And as you can see, I am trying to come up with some clusters here on the right in the monthly goals section. It's a little bit trickier over here because I do write in my goals and I need to not take up much functional space so that this page can be useful. So just trying to figure out how to tie it all together without making it too full where I need that functional space. I also have this quote that I was eyeing. I really wanted to use it here on the spread, so I'm going to try to fit it in somewhere. It has all of the things, all of the fall things, which I think would work really nicely here, just getting me ready for those fall feels. And it was almost perfect, but it was just a little bit too big there at the top, kind of interfered with the page title, so I decided just to trim off the very first line item, and I think that's a perfect fit. So here's that Happy Planner sticker book I mentioned with more of those functional style stickers that I don't really tend to use that much. So I'm going to try to bring in some items here for the goals pages specifically, just give it a little bit of structure and make it a little bit easier for me to utilize some color and some decor on this page without taking up more room. And I like these strip stickers. We'll see how they work out when I actually fill out my goals. But I think for the most part, I like the addition of the color. I'm also seeing if there's any other like colorful boxes I want to bring in, maybe for some numbers for the goals. But I didn't see anything that was low profile enough that really went with the color scheme. So we'll just move forward with what we have here. And I'm going to go ahead and start laying things onto the page. Of course, I love to save my trimmings and reuse them whenever possible. So that's what we're going to do here. I have some sections of the leaves from the floral clusters that I think I can reuse, so we'll pull those in. I also have the washi tape up here in the corner that I had to modify a little bit so that it didn't cover up the page title. And again, using my white pen, it's basically just a gel pen in white opaque ink that is perfect for whiting out these fine lines on my printables. And we will again try to reuse those extra pieces. I will cut them up wherever I can and just drop them in to fill things out, make it look a little more full. And then this one, I'm going to just chop it off there where it hits the decor. I wasn't really sure how I was going to handle that, but I think that's just the best move. And it looks pretty cute to me. So now we'll move on to the other page, and I'm just trying to avoid those disc holes so I don't have to cut out anything. Sometimes I plan around those disc holes so that I don't have to actually clean them out. Kind of a little bit of a pain, so if the decor works without having to cover them, I will definitely go that route. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and trim off the corners there. And now drop in some more of these trimmings that I think I can reuse. I'm sorry about the color and the lighting. There was just, I don't know. Here, there's tons of clouds all the time. I'm not used to it, so I need to figure out a better solution. But the clouds will just roll in and bring a bunch of darkness when I'm not expecting it. So I haven't quite figured out how to avoid that yet. So my apologies if you see the color really drastically change and the lighting change quite a bit. It's just the situation I'm in at this moment. So I did fill in a little bit more with the highlighters that I'd pulled, and I basically just set up the habit trackers and the numbering for the goals. Now we're on to the last spread I'll be setting up, which is my social media spread, and I'm quickly numbering the months on this insert, just getting that set up and ready to go. One side will be for my social media schedule, so I'll go ahead and highlight the days where I'll be filming, and then on the left side, that is where I track my social stats. There I also added a little bit of color at the bottom, and we'll be putting in some bullets as well for my Instagram and YouTube subscriber counts. And usually I set this up after the decor, but I thought it would be a good idea to do it ahead of time just to see what areas I have open before I laid in the decor. And okay, let's go ahead and grab that wax paper one more time. We will drop in some more of this craft paper, just trying to figure out where best to put it. And I kind of like these corners here at the bottom, kind of making a center decor area even though it's splitting the page. And then I'll drop in some washi. As you can see, I'm thinking about things in threes and also in kind of a triangular relationship when I was dropping in the washi. I just think that helps balance out the spread a little bit. I mentioned these kind of things as I set up my videos, so if you're new, this is something I talk about a lot, but doing things in threes and keeping things kind of in that, like I said, triangular relationship tends to be the best way to balance out a spread. So I went ahead and grabbed another quote from the Play Anything sticker book and trimmed off kind of the excess that was around it. It had some leaves and some icons, I think of pumpkins. I just wanted it to be a little more clean, so I just trimmed those off. And then I'm also bringing in, again, more of the florals along with a sweater, or a couple of stickers of sweaters. Again, just repeating those same elements that I had on the previous spreads and making everything tie together that way with the theme. So we're dropping in these bottom areas now. I decided to not fully design it on the wax paper. I wanted to actually get some things down on the page before I finished it out, just to see how things were relating to each other. Trimming out those bottom corners now, matching them up, and then I wanted to see how to layer over this second cluster of florals. Make sure everything felt right when I did so. So again, just trimming off some of the excess and using those again to help fill things out. Dropping in this quote now. Not real sure where I want to put that stack of sweaters yet. This side definitely needs a little something else, so we'll try a few things. Really like these rain boots, but I trimmed off the legs so that it wouldn't be too cumbersome there. And just figuring out what will work, what will balance out, and also what will fill up any gaps that I'm seeing. There is one little gap there that I'm not too happy with, so I'm going to try to figure out something to place there in the bottom. This side ended up looking a little bit fuller than I had planned, but still there's lots to look at, so I guess I can't complain. I like to have some details in my clusters. Go ahead and drop in some of that washi tape on the top, trying to make sure everything is set in straight. And trim off the excess. Wasn't sure if I wanted to put this quote in, but I do kind of like it here at the bottom, so we'll drop that in. I'll also drop in another set of washi here on the left. It's looking good, you guys. Just feel like maybe I need a little something else. Let's see what we can come up with for this top corner. I think that will help balance things out, so it's not so empty up here. I found some leaves and decided to cut them up just so that they would balance a little bit better. And that looks cute, I think. This brings a little bit more of those fall feels in. Just wanted to see if there was anything else I wanted to bring in from that Happy Planner sticker book. And I like this little half circle. Again, just brings a little bit more color up there. Thought I might bring in a colorful box down here at the bottom, but I think I'm just going to leave that as is. So lastly, I'll go ahead and clean out these holes. Again, I try to avoid this whenever possible, but I think I really needed it for the balance of the spread. So I'll go ahead and clean those out manually with my little precision cutter and my cutting mat. I'll go ahead and do this other side too. The craft paper is stiff enough that I probably could have punched it with my power punch, but I think that it's just better to be safe than sorry. The sticky paper sometimes does not cooperate. So that's going to do it for us, friends. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up down below. Also, too, go ahead and leave me a comment if you'd like to get in touch. And think about subscribing to my channel if you haven't already, if you'd like to see more of my videos. Thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And we will see you next time. Bye!